On the phone with us now is Gary Pollakusky. He is the president of the Rocky Point Sound Beach Chamber of Commerce. Gary, great to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Gary, I had a question for you. You started up this chamber, and it's like starting up old chambers. It had to be a rocky road. Can you tell us what was the hardest thing about starting up a chamber of commerce?
Well, the history of our chamber started in the North Brookhaven Chamber of Commerce, and North Brookhaven serviced a large footprint. So when we decided to start this chamber, it was on the premise that we would be really hyper local to the Rocky Point and Sound Beach area. So getting businesses to understand the value add that the chamber would bring to the community was our first challenge, because they were previously not serviced by the larger or greater Brookhaven Chamber. So that was something that was immediately a challenge. And then we had a lot of work to do by knocking on businesses' doors and explaining to them who we were and what we were about, and how we were going to be of value to them. Chambers should always be of value to its membership. It's not just a door tag or sticker to hang on your shingle as a business. It really should be an advocate group. It really should be a networking resource. Chamber should be a lot of things, that apply value to that membership dollar that people spend.
Yeah, and I'm with Sal DiVincenzo from the Miller Business Center, and he's with us in the studio too. Now, Sal, what can the center do to help out some of these chambers that might be starting?
Well, we would be happy to come down and speak at any chamber meeting and let the membership know about our services, because, again, any chamber any member of a chamber would be able to come down and use our services. And we're there to support chamber. We're there to support chamber membership as well. So we always encourage local businesses to join their local chamber.
That's fantastic. Now, Gary, it's been an uphill climb for you over there in that area, but from what we're hearing, things are moving and shaking. Can you give us an update about the chamber?
Sure, we're definitely rocking and rolling. We've focused on being an event-driven chamber where we hold and host spring festivals, fall festivals, parades, Christmas tree lighting. We want to drive patrons to the area to discover Rocky Point and Sound Beach, and all the great businesses we have to offer. So we've focused on creating some great events. We have a winter gala that rewards some of our amazing community leaders and some of our amazing businesses. Our tagline, our motto for our chamber is where business and community find unity. For us, that's very important, because our community, is the complete patronage for our businesses. So we have to engage our community, and what better way to do it than create events that bring people to the area.
Now, Sal, with the demographics of the Rocky Point Sound Beach area, how does that look for business? I mean, you're the data man, so
Yeah, it would be. I would have to take a look on our databases, but we would just like if someone from the Rocky Point Chamber were to come down and they were looking for potential customers, and they were looking for how much money does the average household in Rocky Point spend on ABC, whatever
Right.
it is, we would provide them with that information, and again, they would be able to take that and send out a mailer, target a specific neighborhood within the town.
Right.
So
My next question to you, Gary, is why why in the hell did you get involved with the Chamber of Commerce in the first place?
That's a great question. For me, building business and seeing our businesses thrive in the community is super important. To understand how the bread and butter of our community survives is to understand small business. And I thought that businesses needed strong representation, somebody, a group that understands how to work with the various governmental agencies, for anything from signage to the health department and everything in between. The small businesses need advocates in government. So being a great liaison to that, to the different municipalities was important to me to be able to offer our membership. So really, I started it because I felt there was a void in our community in that way, and it gives me great joy to see new businesses come to the community and flourish. And we're not there yet. We've got plenty of spots in our community that would be great places for new businesses to pop up in, and we certainly have other work that we can do in the downtown areas to bring more business. But I think we're on a good path.
And Gary, I have to say, you have some impressive credentials. Being not just the president of the chamber, but you've also worked closely with the town of Brookhaven, the IDA, and some of these other agencies to help bring that chamber to life again.
Yeah, I definitely enjoy service to the community. I think that's kind of a theme throughout all of the different chambers, civics. The people who are involved are folks that care about their community for the most part, and they want to see a better Brookhaven. They want to see a better hamlet that they're living in. So to get involved, the chamber is a great vehicle to do that, and yeah.
Now, the other question, Gary, is camaraderie with the other chambers. Some people have said to me, and I'll pose this question also to Sal, that there's like this competition, like, oh, he's in that chamber, so don't bother with him, and he's in this chamber. I haven't seen it. Have you, Gary?
I have not. Yeah, so I've seen the exact opposite. I've actually sought out our local chambers in the area. Holly, who runs the Miller Place Mount Sinai Chamber, has been a good partner. We've done networking events together. We, at any one of our Brookhaven Chamber of Commerce events, we kind of powwow and talk about what we could do together again in the future. So I think that chambers work really well when everybody's everybody's in a copacetic environment. Everybody should be working together because we all have the same goal. I think that for us, one of the things that makes the Rocky Point Sound Beach Chamber a little unique is that we welcome businesses outside of the community that service our community as members.
Right.
So we have an associate membership and an out of hamlet membership that allows folks that may not be domiciled in the Rocky Point and Sound Beach area, but but service our area, our some of the resources, the business resources.
Yeah, you have like real estate agents and like Service Pro and some of these other businesses. They're not limited to just one town.
No,
Excuse me.
not correct, and it's important because there are businesses that don't exist, and categories of businesses that don't exist in our area. So it's good that
And Sal, basically the same question. Do you see this camaraderie between chambers? Or?
Absolutely, absolutely. In fact, our home chamber at the library, the Greater Middle Country Chamber of Commerce, they have multi-chamber events all the time with Ronkonkoma and Holbrook. And then we've been able to go to a lot of events with the Brookhaven Chambers of Commerce Coalition, and everybody is it's just one big happy family, the chambers.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the way it should be.
It should be, absolutely, yeah.
Excuse me. So, Gary, what do you see in the future for the chamber? What hardships do you see, or what future do you see for the chambers?
So, I see that that the challenge for probably all chambers, all civics, is active leadership, active membership. To get people, all excited to serve in a board capacity, to serve and be a volunteer at events. It's challenging, and I think that part of the challenge is whoever the leadership is of a chamber or a civic really has to be good at engaging the community and engaging their membership. And everybody's got jobs, everybody's got things to do. I mean, nobody's paid, at least not in our chambers and civics. But when you think of it that way, I mean, people are busy, and so while that's the theme of everybody, the few that really understand how important it is and how valuable it can be to their business and to the community at large, those are the people that need the proper strokes by leadership of our chambers and civics to encourage them to work with us and to lead with us, because there isn't a shortage there isn't a shortage of need that we have. That is for sure.
Because Gary, that's the whole thing. We just had spoke to Sal earlier on the show about this, was the services that are offered by his center, by the Miller Center, can really help out the chambers. And it's really great to see that the chambers are working with Sal and his crew over there to make things a lot better for the island, for the small business owner, and for business in general.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate all the resources that Miller Business Institute and other organizations have out there. Even LaTip. I mean, LaTip is not a it's a private organization, and some people think that LaTip is it's exclusive. It doesn't include certain businesses. But you know what? All the LaTip folks, they come to us because they know that we have a large group of people that are excited about being part of our community, and we cost a hell of a lot less. So everybody can play well in the sandbox, and everybody can draw upon the resources like the Miller's, the Miller Business Institute, and all the other organizations out there that support our chambers.
Well, Gary, I wanted to thank you for coming on the program and letting us know about what's going on in the Rocky Point Sound Beach area. And hopefully we'll have some more information about the chambers later on in the year or later on in the show.
Sounds good. Well, thank you very much for having me on, and we'll talk soon. Thank you, Sal, too.
Thank you.
Okay, take care, Gary. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Exactly.
But that was one of the things that had come up, was that we have these people who are saying, well, your business office is in, let's say, Middle Island, but you need to do all your work in Port Jeff Station and stuff. We have a lot of businesses that are all over the island, and they can belong to as many chambers as they want. A lot of people don't realize that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I already belong to this chamber. Well, you can belong to another chamber
Exactly.
too. And especially when you're dealing with these companies, like say maybe a Dunkin' Donuts, they're everywhere, or Taco Bell, or anything, they're all over. And again, this is the demographics. If somebody wanted to what do they call it, franchise, buy a Dunkin' Donuts. I'd like to run one. I'm semi-retired now. They can come down to the business center, right?
Yep.
And you could say, well,
Absolutely.
this might be a good area. This might,
Yeah.
right?
I just had a patron today asked, how can I get the word out about my business? I said, join your local chamber of commerce. That's how you do it.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't realize is that the camaraderie and the small business, that one of the ways to survive is through barter and networking. And a lot of small business owners, I spoke to were like, oh, I got this guy, he's coming from East Meadow to do my plumbing or do something like that. And I'm like, you have a guy right here in the chamber that can do it. And once that relationship starts, it continues for years.
Yeah.
It goes on and on.
Absolutely. All of our programming that we do at the center has a networking component. And that's one of the things that we encourage all the small business owners to do is network, network, network. Because you'll find your next potential customer or your next potential partner.
Right. And that's, the good thing, and that's the way business should run.
Exactly.
I mean, that's the way it was done in the olden days. It's, and it still works now. You have somebody who has a computer repair shop, okay, and you have another lady who has a garment thing, and maybe his daughter's going to the prom and needs a dress. It goes to him, and she needs help with her computer, and and then when you add more aspects to it, like the lady who owns the dress shop also needs a plumber who works with the computer guy who works with, you could do a song on this.
Yeah.
But it's all connected, and it's just a matter of bringing them together and bringing the information, and you are basically the bringer of information when it comes to business. People should really, stomp down. Now, let's talk about hours of operation and stuff like that. When are you open?
The center's open when the library's open, so it's Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. to 9 p.m., Saturday, 9:30 to 5, and Sunday from Labor Day to the end of June, we're open 1 to 5. You can come down anytime you like. Anyone can become a member of the Miller Business Center. You just need your local home library card. You have to have an active library card. We're librarians. We want everybody to have library cards. So you're going to have your local library card. You'll come down, you'll register it, and then you'll gain access to all the databases, and you'll get on our list, and all of our services will be provided to you, and it'll be a great thing.
And just to specify, when you say local library card, doesn't mean you have to be a member of the middle of the country library.
You could be Longwood, Sachem,
Right.
Well, you have, Nassau County as well, so
it's basically, that's your gold card. Have library card will travel type of thing.
Exactly.
Right?
The library card is the most powerful card in your wallet. It's more powerful than your credit card.
So now, close holidays, no weekends?
No. So you don't have to make an appointment to use the services. You don't have to make an appointment to become a member. So weekends, we are open most weekends. The major holidays will be closed. But the majority of the time we are open.
Now, what about counseling and appointments, stuff like that?
Counseling appointments are available. Anyone watching can make a telephone call to make an appointment, 631-585-9393. Ask to make an appointment with a career counselor. Again, open to the public. All you need is, like I said, either a library card or an email address, actually, for that. We want to make that, we're not as strict with that because we understand people looking for jobs, they might not have time to go out and get a library card, and they might not be in the position for that.
Right.
So we just need like an email address, telephone number, and then we'll put you on our system, and then you'll be able to sit down with a counselor. It's one-on-one. It's, again, completely free, and it's completely confidential.
And again, small business owner, small business startup, member of Chamber of Commerce wants to come down, talk about some things with you guys?
They can give us a call, and we'll be happy to help them make an appointment. We have a team at the Miller Center. There's about 5 of us, so we'll work with your schedule. Come down. One-on-one appointments are a regular thing that we do there. We'll even show you how to use the databases. So it's a good thing,
and also if you're fresh out of college, veteran, disabled, you want to take one of those tests to find out where you could...
It's a career counseling appointment, or a college counseling appointment. And you could take that. And then again, that one, we actually give you extra time for that too. So you can get two appointments in one shot. So this way you can take the test and then you can sit down with our counselor and you can go over the results.
And One other thing that I just wanted to mention about the center was that these young people who are looking for jobs who don't have transportation, okay, you guys can actually help them with the fact that you know where all the local jobs are.
Exactly.
So, hey, this one's looking for it. It's only, it's a 10-minute walk, 5-minute walk
Yep.
from where you live, right? Something
We can
like that.
actually, one of our databases allows us to draw a line around the neighborhood and find all the jobs within that square or within
Amazing.
that polygon. So yeah.
Absolutely
Yeah.
amazing. Well, Sal, we're basically out of time here. I have a couple more calls to the Chamber of Commerce presidents that we'll be making in just a minute. But I wanted to thank you for coming down
Thank you,
here,
Larry, very much.
telling us everything.
It's a great pleasure.
The fountain of information
Yes.
that you are. You're your own Microsoft
Yes.
Windows here. About how it can help the public, help the small business owner, and help people who are disabled or want to switch careers or anything like that. If it's job oriented, you guys can pretty
We
much
can do it.
You guys
We
can
do
pretty
it.
much
Yep,
handle
we
it.
do it all.
But we'll continue now with some of the phone calls I made to some of the other Chamber of Commerces and the questions I had for them. And with us from the Greater Patchogue Chamber of Commerce, who is celebrating 100 years, which is pretty phenomenal for any Chamber of Commerce, is the Executive Director, also a close personal friend of mine who's been on the show before, Mr. Dave Kennedy. Dave, how you doing today?
Hey, Larry, doing great. Great to hear from you, and thank you for this opportunity to be on your wonderful program.
Dave, you're celebrating 100 years, Chamber of Commerce in Patchogue. That is got to be a historic moment.
Yeah, no, we're really excited about celebrating our 100th anniversary as a Chamber of Commerce. We have a lot of great events that we're planning throughout the year, of course, including many of the events that everybody knows, like Alive After 5. We're even going to do a reenactment of what the original board meeting of the Chamber was like back in 1924, coming up in February. So, yeah, we're very excited about it.
Now, Dave, you guys, the Patchogue Chamber, you guys do joint events with some of the other chambers, and there's a lot of cooperation there, right?
Absolutely. Now, first, obviously we're very proud to be one of the chambers that's part of the Brookhaven Chamber of Commerce Coalition that's run by my counterpart, the Port Jefferson Chamber, Barbara Ransom, and they always have great events throughout the year that we love to participate with, as well as our neighboring chambers like the Bellport Chamber of Commerce or the Sayville Chamber of Commerce. We do networking events in conjunction with them as well. So there's a great partnership with the surrounding chambers with us for sure.
Now, Dave, with the Chambers of Commerce, what do you see the future of the chambers? What's the biggest obstacle of the Chambers of Commerce in the future?
Ooh, well, for us as a downtown chamber, retail businesses are always the ones that I worry about the most. We live in a world now where online shopping has really dominated the retail trade, and I have concerns, because some of these online retailers don't necessarily pay the same taxes or have the same overhead and have some advantages that our small businesses in the downtown don't. And I do look at, I look to talk to our local government officials to see what we can do to level the playing field and encourage people to still visit their local retail stores. I like to tell people, sure, I get it. You're sitting at home and it's 10 o'clock at night and you could do some shopping. I understand that. But when you support your local small businesses, it's like investing in your property because, obviously a vibrant residential community is tied to how vibrant the business district you're closest to is doing as well. So I always tell people, especially around the holidays, go shop and shop at your local retailers because when you shop there, not only you're supporting those businesses, you're supporting your property value. You're supporting the strength of your community.
And also, like you were saying, Dave, the tax base from the small businesses, they pay their taxes into the school district and everything like that. If you had no businesses, your residential taxes, you think they're bad now, they would be super sky high.
100%. And, when you think about Patchogue, it's no secret that, the late 80s and early 90s, we had a lot of vacancies. We had a depressed downtown, and certainly the property values of the residential area were very depressed as well. So, now we're very grateful. The residential property values are at an all-time high for Patchogue, and that is directly connected to the vibrant success our downtown is currently in.
And when you talked about online shopping, Dave, one of the experiences with going into a small business is you can feel it, you could touch it, you could smell it if it's a candle or whatever like that. You know what you're getting. Sometimes online, you're not, they show you a picture, you're not really sure what you're getting. And a lot of the small businesses that belong to the chamber, the reason why they belong to the chamber is they're honest, upstanding businesses. Some of this online stuff, a little bit of fly-by-nights going on there,
Absolutely, Larry. You're right on it. And even further, I would even add, too, is that you're never going to get that customer service that you get. Most of these small business owners are your neighbors. They live in the area as well, and they know you, and they know what you like. And when you establish that relationship with them, as soon as you walk in the door, they're there with a smile, they know what you're looking for, and they're giving you that extra service that you'll never get through a keyboard on a computer.
Well, it's great about the Patchogue Chamber and the work that they do. And I know the Patchogue Chamber, they also support a lot of charitable organizations like most chambers do. Is for the future, though, of Patchogue now, 100 years, Dave, there's got to be some crazy celebrations that are going to be going on in Patchogue. You want to tell us a little bit about some?
Yeah, as I was mentioned earlier, February 20th at James Joyce here, we're going to have a unique event where we're going to get some of our chamber members to reenact and play some of the original board members that were created in 1924 when our chamber was established. So we've come up with a fun little script that really speaks to the history. We thank the Long Island Advance and the Greater Patchogue Historical Society and the Patchogue Medford Library who helped me create this wonderful little mini production we're going to do to reenact what the board meeting was like. And we've taken some historical liberties where we certainly added a lot of facts, but, there's some historical legends about Patchogue, in particular, Dutch Schultz, who everybody probably knows as somebody who was involved in rum running back during Prohibition, that he had established something here in Patchogue in the 20s. So Dutch Schultz will be making an appearance at our board meeting. Was he really there at the original one? I don't know, but he's going to be there at our little production, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be followed with a nice little reception at James Joyce right after that. So that's Tuesday, February 20th. If you visit our website, patchogue.com, you could reserve tickets and join us for what's going to be a wonderful night.
So the Patchogue Chamber is alive and well and kicking some butt down in the Patchogue area, which is great to hear. But Dave, we're basically almost out of time. I did want to thank you for coming on and giving us a heads up about the Patchogue Chamber and letting other people know, the small business owners, why you should join a chamber and the successes that they can have in joining a chamber.
Thank you, Larry. Thank you very much for having me, and I look forward to meeting up with you again, and keep up the great work on your wonderful program.
Thanks a lot, Dave.
Thank you.
Until next time, for Excelsior Forum and Profiles, I'm Larry Mikorenda, and we'll see you right back in this channel next month. Take care.